Afternoon. Today is December 17th, 2024. This is the Mid-Kings River GSA regular special meeting agenda. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Here.
Richard Valley.
Here.
Doug Verboon.
Here.
Rusty Robinson. Richard Fagundes is absent and Mark Kyrus is absent.
So 4 members present, 2 absent, and we have enough to conduct business today. Would you all please rise as we salute our nation's flag? Ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Okay, at this time, we'll go to unscheduled appearances, and we allow 2 minutes for any item on the agenda or any other items of interest to the public.
I've received no written correspondence. I have no speaker cards filled out and no one online has their hand raised.
Anybody have anything they want to say before the meeting starts? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and move to approval of the minutes from November 5th. Moved by Supervisor Robinson, second by Supervisor Nez. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Yes. Okay, by 4 in favor, 2 absent. And we'll go ahead and do consent calendar. We have nothing. So we'll go right on into regular calendar and consider selecting an engineer for the GSA. Mr. Kinney.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. At your meeting on September 17th, 2024, your board authorized the release of a request for qualifications to procure an engineer consultant to help with routine day-to-day needs of the GSA, as well as the preparation and implementation of groundwater sustainability plan for the Mid-Kings River GSA. The RFQ was prepared and released for advertisement on October 2nd, with closing date of October 25th. There were 33 consulting firms who looked at their RFQ, and 2 of those consulting firms chose to submit a bid. An evaluation committee has reviewed the 2 proposals and recommends that the Mid-Kings River GSA enter into a contract with Geosyntec for ongoing engineering services needed by the GSA with day-to-day operations, as well as the preparation of a GSP for the Mid-Kings River GSA, which is to include any updates necessary for the GSP following the review by the State Water Resource Control Board. Included within today's agenda item is the proposed agreement, which includes a scope of work which outlines specific tasks anticipated to help get the Mid-Kings River GSA through the next couple of years, as well as the costs associated with the performance of each of those tasks. It is anticipated that the total costs associated with this agreement will not exceed $332,500. However, it should also be noted that it is likely that the Mid-Kings River GSA will need the assistance of other consultants as we go through the plan development process, and those specific tasks and costs will be brought before your board at that time. Therefore, I'm requesting that your board authorize the chairperson to sign the agreement number 24-01, following the submittal of all of the required insurance documents, which would then enter the Mid-Kings River GSA into contract with Geosyntec to provide for ongoing engineering services which are needed by this GSA. Are there any questions?
Do you have any questions? I have a couple. Any question in the audience? So I know that we're taking over another GSA from another GSA, and so they had past bills. Will any of those bills come over into our lap, or will that be taken care of before we do this one?
So all of the bills that were previously approved by the prior board through the end of this month are paid for by the Kings County Water District and the City of Hanford. Following January 1st, all of the bills that we incur going forward will be paid for through by the county and the city.
Okay, and we are going to get our funding for this from where?
My intent is to go before the Board of Supervisors to make a request for a loan of funds in the first part of January to get authorization to borrow funds from the Kings County to cover ongoing expenses as we go forward with the GSP. Once we get a GSP established and it's through the approval process, we will work to get a Prop 218 election conducted and try and garnish support from the community to be able to provide a funding mechanism for this groundwater sustainability agency to conduct and implement that GSP. Part of that 218 election would be the repayment of those loans that both the county, the city, and the Kings County Water District have incurred to date.
Very good. Any other questions? Anybody from the audience? Amir is here from Geosyntec. Do you have
Here.
anything you'd like to add to your, nothing?
Oh,
Someone online has their hand.
Oh, Eric has a comment.
you're,
Oh, this is the finance guy.
Hi, Eric Urena, Director of Finance for Kings County and Treasurer for the GSA. Just a quick update. I was able to get the financial records barely this last week from Kings County Water District. I got the QuickBooks back up, was able to download all the data. I still have to go through everything, but as of July, I think is when it was reconciled through, their cash was only like $3,600. So there's not much sitting with the former GSA. So looking at the TB or the trial balance for the GSA now, I saw there's like 130 in revenues and 126 in expenses sitting there now. But yeah, for all intents and purposes, the GSA is like, low, very low on funds. So yeah, the loan that we're gonna have to ask for in January is very needed.
Okay. Yeah, I don't expect us to receive any money from the previous mid-kings, but as long as whatever bills we acquire, there are bills from here on out.
Yeah, they're supposed to cut a check to us to deposit into we created a new fund for them
Okay.
that we're holding in our pool now. As far as I know, I don't think we've gotten that yet. So we'll be following up on that, but it's not much money at all. So.
And we have one hand raised online. Meg Harper.
Hi, yes, thank you for taking my question. I'm curious if this consultancy firm will help with the assessment of groundwater recharge and the parameters to be approved within the GSA. My understanding is that the GSA and within the GSP, they want to support landowners doing groundwater recharge efforts, so there needed to be further technical review by an engineering firm or internal body. And so just curious if sort of the part of the goal of bringing on this consultant or these consultants would help with better assessing the approval for landowners to do groundwater recharge.
Okay, thank you. Well, Mr. Keeney will answer that question.
So the answer is yes. Currently, the GSA does have a groundwater recharge policy that this consultant will aid in review of, but it is also going to be looked at. We're going to be taking all of the policies back through the Stakeholder Advisory Committee and potentially updating those policies. So there may be a future groundwater recharge policy, and this consultant will help us through that process to be able to come up with ultimately what will be implemented in the plan. Does that answer your question, Meg?
Yeah, I believe so. And there's the timeline, because I understand there's a current policy, but my understanding, or there's a gap there in terms of how you may account for water credits or benefits to the landowner. So I suppose, is it fair to assume the next step with these consultants would sort of help iron that part of the details out?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other questions? Seeing none, I'll bring it back to the board for a vote.
so move it, Chair.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Robinson. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley.
Aye.
Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
4 in favor, 2 absent. Amir, you don't send us any bills quite yet. We don't have any money.
Oh, he'll send a bill. Yeah.
Did we authorize him to do the work, or he just starts working?
And once we get the agreement signed,
Okay.
he'll be working under our direction.
Okay, very good. Consider item B, consider approving Mid-Kings River GSA meeting schedule for 2025.
The only thing, Mr. Chair, February 11th, I think we will be, after discussion, February 11th is dark. So I don't know if you want to change that, or if you want to just adopt this calendar and then we'll just have a special meeting to take care of February.
It's
You
your,
know.
your preference. Any of that could work.
Just
Yeah.
adopt the schedule as is, and then we can adjust it as we go along.
Correct. That might be the easiest, but that's the only one that I really see could possibly be a problem. I think the rest of them are fine, so I'll go ahead and move as presented.
Moved by Supervisor Neves, second by Supervisor Valley. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Joe Nevs.
Yes.
Richard Valley. Doug Verboon.
Yes.
Rusty Robinson.
Okay, 4 in favor, 2 absent. That concludes our schedule today. We have board member announcements and reports. You like to add anything to it?
Not really, but Johnny, Doug's gonna sit in for me on, so at the South Fort Kings.
You're gonna have an efficient meeting. Am I gonna be in charge?
No, Seal is. You're just
Ah,
gonna be there.
yeah.
There's not even that many. All you got to do is listen to Amir for 45 minutes or an hour. If you could get him down to about 20 minutes, would be
I've been
perfect.
married for 40 years. I can tune people out.
Oh. See, that's a problem. I pay attention and then I just lose interest about every
Yeah.
15, 20 minutes.
Supervisor Valley. Supervisor Robinson. I'm good. Have a Merry Christmas. I'll see you next year. Thank you.
2025.
Merry
I
Christmas.
think January 14th, 2025, 1 p.m. right here. Thank you for coming.